Making mistakes as a business owner is unavoidable. But what if you can prepare for it? Because if you can anticipate all the possible mistakes you can make as an entrepreneur, you will lessen the risk of failure. That is why in this video, we will talk about the top 10 mistakes business owners make. And before we begin with mistake number 1, I want you to understand that these are all from my own personal experience. Being an entrepreneur for more than 18 years, these are the mistakes I made in the past, the mistakes I've seen with a lot of entrepreneurs, with my friends, clients, students, and mentees. And yes, when I was writing the ideas, sobrang daming lumabas na mistakes. But right now, we will focus on the top 10 most basic. Kasi itong top 10 na to, ito yung lagi ko nakikita, ito yung pinaka-common sa maraming negosyante na nakita kong nag-fail. And for you to avoid the failure in business, I want to share this with you. So makinig kayo mabuti because maybe you are making these mistakes. Number 1, cash out too early. Ito yung pinaka-obvious na kitang-kita ko sa maraming negosyante. Most of the time, people will start business with the idea na yayaman sila, na magiging successful sila. Kasi yun yung nakikita natin sa social media. We only see the byproduct of a hyper-successful entrepreneur. Ang nakikita lang natin, yung surface, yung bukana, yung resulta. Pero hindi natin nakikita yung sakripisyo nila, kung magkano talaga yung totoong naipuhunan nila sa negosyo nila. Ang nakita lang natin yung resulta. We are too focused on the output without understanding the amount of input, the amount of work, and the amount of money they have to spend in order to keep the business running and to actually grow the business. One major example is yung mga estudyante na sobrang na-hype sa pagnenegosyo. Akala nila ang negosyo one-time na puhunan lang. Pero hindi pala. Kailangan mo mag-reinvest sa business. Kailangan mong gumastos sa OPEX, sa maraming bagay, especially in building assets. And as you move forward in your business, you have to have a team. You have to hire people. You have to build leverage. And you need money for that. Kaya lang minsan sa sobrang hype natin, nadudukot natin yung pera ng negosyo. Nagagastos natin yung pera ng negosyo. Mga employees, sanay kayo na meron kayong regular income, meron kayong fixed income. And syempre, because of the hype, again, in social media, since pag negosyante, mayaman, may financial freedom, may time freedom, ikaw naman naniwala ka kaagad. Hindi mo naiintindihan na bago na-build yung financial freedom, sobrang habang proseso yung pinagdaanan. Guess what? Akala mo, one-time puhunan lang. So, pag-iipunan mo ngayon from employment, or maybe abroad, and then, maglalabas ka ng pera sa isang negosyo. Unang-una sa lahat, pwedeng malugi. Pero what if, just what if, kumita ka kaagad? Kasi most of the time, hindi talaga kumikita. Pero let's just say, kumita ka ng konti. The problem is, akala mo, yung perang yan, pera mo lahat yan. I'm here to tell you, pag naglabas ka ng pera, hindi mo pera yan ng negosyo. Let's put a number. Kung ang puhunan mo sa negosyo mo ay 10,000, pinaikot mo, naging 12,000. Hindi mo ngayon pwedeng gastusin yung 12,000 na yan. Kasi 10,000 yung initial capital mo sa negosyo mo. So 2,000 lang doon yung kinita. Not to mention, may expenses pa yan na kailangan mong bawasin. So, yung matitira, dun ka lang pwedeng bumawas ng panggastos mo. At kung gusto mo talaga maging successful sa negosyo mo, hindi ka babawas. You will reinvest all your money in your business. Another example, 100,000. Let's just say you are selling products or goods, like clothing. Let's just say the 100,000 is your inventory. So, you have 100,000 worth of jackets. Nabenta lahat, naging 150,000. Hindi mo pwedeng gastusin yung 150,000. It's because yung 100,000 doon, puhunan mo yon sa inventory mo. At pag lumalaki yung negosyo, you have to increase your inventory. Tapos bibili ka pa ng assets. Not to mention, may marketing cost ka pa, meron ka pang operational expenses. At napakaraming metrics ang kailangan mong tingnan. So, ibig sabihin, kahit yung 50,000, hindi mo pwedeng ubusin lahat. Hindi mo pwedeng gastusin lahat. Hindi ka pwedeng mag-cash out agad ng pera mo. Ang labanan sa negosyo, pahabaan ng PC yan. At pag sinabing PC, hindi lang maraming puhunan. Most of the time, the people who are successful in business are not the people who have a lot of capital. It's not about the money. Ang nagiging successful sa pagnenegosyo, yung mga tao na may disiplina na hindi galawin yung kapital. So parang nagtatanim ka ng puno. Pag nagtanim ka ng puno, ano yung unang mag-grow dyan? Yung ugat. And that's your capital. And as you spend energy, time, doing the business, lumalaki yung puno. Nag-grow na siya. And pwede kang gumastos sa tinatawag na accelerators, fertilizers, something that will nurture the plant and the soil. So, gagastos ka ngayon sa tinatawag na assets. Pwede kang gumastos sa branding mo, sa marketing mo, sa mga equipments na magagamit mo sa negosyo. Hiring people. Hiring great people. Building a team. And with that, you have to spend a lot of money. So, ibig sabihin, hindi nagtatapos sa pagtatanim. Simula pa lang yun. So, yung initial capital mo, hindi pa yan yung total na ilalabas mong pera. You have to spend more money. You have to put more money in the business. That is why, kung magaling ka magpaikot ng pera, hindi mo kailangan maglabas ulit, pero hindi ka pwedeng humugot agad. Kasi yung puno, that's the asset. And if you are patient enough, yung puno na yan mamumunga. And the hyper-successful multi-millionaires and billionaires, yung bunga nila, itinatanim agad nila. At ang kinukuha lang nila, pakonti-konting bunga. And the problem with most businessmen is they will cut the tree. Pinuputol nila yung puno para lang maka-cash out. At yung iba, hinuhugot pa yung ugat. Kaya ang sabi ko sa huling episode natin, di ba? Kailangan mong i-eliminate agad yung mga vices mo para yumaman ka. And in my opinion, this is probably the top 1 mistake. Yung hinuhugot agad yung pera. Mistake number 2. Making poor decisions because they wanna show people that they are winning. Basically, mayabang, arrogante, mataas ang ego. O kaya naman, masyado tayong emosyonal, masyado tayong insecure. Ano ibig sabihin? Merong narrative kasi sa social media na kumakalat na you have to let the results speak for itself. Ang daming quotation na ganyan. Motivational na quotations. Diba? Work really hard and then let the result speak for itself. Success is the best revenge. Kailangan ipamukha mo sa mga haters mo, sa mga nandadown sa'yo, na kaya mo. Prove them wrong. Walang masama doon. Okay yan. If it motivates you, go for it. But the problem with most people is, since maraming nandadown, hindi yun maiiwasan. It's something that you must anticipate. Maraming naysayers. People will discourage you. People will be negative. People will be resistant. And most of the time, people will get jealous. Now, what will happen is, you will be insecure or pwedeng mataas yung ego mo. So, dalawa. It's either ma-insecure ka, mag-self-doubt ka, or tumaas yung ego mo. So, nagagawin mo, papatunayan mo ngayon sa mga hater mo na mayaman ka. Papatunayan mo sa mga tao na magaling ka. Papatunayan mo sa mga nandadown sa'yo na kaya mo. Kasi nga, you wanna prove them wrong. The problem with that is, baka magawa mo yung number 1. You will cash out too early because you wanna buy stuff. Gusto mo agad magyabang. Gusto mong ipakitang may resulta ka. Gusto mong mag-post. Kasi meron kang gustong patunayan. And we are seeing that in a lot of entrepreneurs already. That's the danger in social media. That we always want to prove people that we are winning. If you are really winning as an entrepreneur, you don't have to prove anything. And the mere fact that you want to prove something to people, the mere fact that you want to prove something to social media, to the people around you, to the haters, it means that you are not yet winning. Masyado kang emosyonal. Masyado kang pabebe. O baka masyado kang arrogante. At sa sobrang gusto mong patunayan sa mga taong may resulta ka, hindi mo na nakikita ano yung dapat mong ibigay sa negosyo mo. Again, input equals output. If you are too focused on the output, you will always compare yourself to other people. You will always compare yourself to hyper-successful entrepreneurs na hindi ka sure kung totoong mayaman, di ba? Na hindi ka sure kung kamusta yung buhay nila. You will always compare yourself to these successful people who are flexing money in social media, who are flexing the things that they have in social media, and yet you're still not sure kamusta yung finances nila. Kamusta yung revenue nila? Kamusta yung tinatawag na free cash flow nila? Kasi pwedeng malaki yung cash flow mo, pero wala kang free cash flow. And a lot of people don't understand that. And that's actually the basics in business. Kasi nga, masyado tayong pasikat. Ang gusto natin, sumikat. Ang gusto natin, i-please yung mga tao sa paligid natin. If you wanna be successful in business, it doesn't work that way. At in reality, kung negative yung mga tao sa paligid mo, imagine mo, pinapatunayan mo yung sarili mo sa mga taong hindi naniniwala sa'yo. Ano mabe-benefit mo dyan? Eh, hater mo nga yan eh. Tandaan mo kung negosyante ka na nanonood ngayon. You have to work for your people. You have to work for your team. You have to work for your customers. Alam mo kung kanino ka dapat may patunayan? Patunayan mo sa mga customers mo that you are dedicated to serve them. Patunayan mo sa team mo na tutupad ka sa usapan. Na dadalhin mo sila sa success. Na dadalhin mo sila dun sa vision na lagi mo sinasabi. Mag-build ka ng tamang relationship sa customers mo. Don't focus on the people who don't believe in you. Focus on the people who believes in you. Focus on your customers. Focus on your clients. Focus on your team. Yung pera mo, gagastusin mo yan para palakihin yung negosyo at para kumita yung team mo. Dapat yung mga tao sa paligid mo umaasenso kasabay mo. Because the real flex in business is not you being a successful entrepreneur alone. The real flex in business is the people around you, your team, is becoming more and more successful because of you. Mistake number 3. Focusing too much on the money, not the value. Initially, pwedeng kaya mo gustong magnegosyo kasi gusto mong kumita ng malaking pera. Maybe you just want to become a multi-millionaire. Right? It's really obvious that most people will dive in to the world of entrepreneurship, to the world of business because they want money. Maybe they love money. Wala tayong magagawa. That's the reality. But as we move along, as we build products and services, as we build relationship with our customers or clients, as we build our team, we tend to fall in love with the people. We tend to fall in love with the results that they have. We tend to fall in love with the gratitude the customers are giving us. Nakakatuwa yung maraming tao nagpapasalamat. Nakakatuwa na may nagtatransform na buhay dahil sa business natin. It's really fun to do business with people who are also dedicated to create massive value. So it's really fun to develop stuff, right? It's good to have this feeling of growth. Sarap sa feeling yan eh. Kaya lang, most of the time, masyadong nasisilaw sa pera yung mga negosyante. Masyadong nakafocus sa pera, kaya hindi na nagkikreate ng value. Tandaan nyo, yung mga taong sobrang yaman, yumaman sila kasi wala na silang pakialam masyado sa pera. Yumaman sila kasi ginagamit nila yung pera para mag-create ng mas marami pang pera at para bumili ng time. Para makasave ng time. At yung time na yon gagamitin nila, creating systems, helping themselves grow as a person, developing a structure that will actually automate the business. That will help the business expand to create more money and value. And you have to understand that value equals money. And value is solving other people's problems. The more na mas malaki yung nasusolusyon ng problema ng negosyo mo, the more na mas malaki yung kikitain mo. So, ang nangyayari, kapag masyado ka nakafocus sa pera at hindi sa value, manggugulang ka ngayon. Gusto mo, puro pakabig ka. And you will actually make mistake number 4. Cutting cost instead of increasing revenue. Kasi nga, gusto mong kumabig. Masyado ka nakafocus sa pera. So instead na mag-reinvest ka sa negosyo, so your business can grow, instead of reinvesting your money to actually improve the business, you are cutting all the cost, which will lessen the value of your business. At pag bumababa yung value ng negosyo mo, lalong bababa yung income mo. Initially, pwedeng may nakabig kang pera. Pwedeng akala mo maraming laman yung bank account mo. Initially, akala mo nanalo ka. But in the long run, your business will eventually fail. If you're too focused on cutting cost, don't get me wrong. A lot of huge corporations are cutting cost intelligently. Meron silang sistema. But the question is, are you a huge corporation? Sobrang laki na ba ng kumpanya mo to the point na yung pisong matitipid mo sa packaging aabot ng 10 million, 20 million, 100 million per year? Sobrang laki na ba ng kumpanya mo to the point na yung sentimo na matitipid mo sobrang laki? And most of the time, these huge corporations are cutting cost through vertical integration, which means gastos pa rin initially. And there will be a time in your life as an entrepreneur, as a businessman, na kung kailan nalulugi ka, kung kailan pabagsak yung negosyo mo, saka mo kailangan maglabas ng mas malaking pera. Diyan nagkakamali yung marami. Pag bumabagsak yung negosyo, imbes na mag-reinvest, imbes na mag-innovate, imbes na ayusin yung sistema, kumakabig. So parang pinilay mo yung negosyo mo, hindi na nga nagbubunga, pinutol mo pa yung puno. So, kailangan mong buhayin ulit yung negosyo mo by reinvesting in your business. Which will lead to mistake number 5, not investing in branding and marketing. So, ang nangyayari sa mga negosyante, masyadong nakafocus again sa pera. So, instead na mag-invest sa branding and marketing, hinuhugot agad yung pera. Businesses like Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Hermes, Loro Piana can sell products for a premium. Napakamahal ng produkto nila because of branding. And they spend a lot of money in branding. And in the case of Loro Piana, they spend a lot of money in quality. Because you have to understand that most of the time, you are not buying the product. You are buying the brand. So I'm gonna give you an example. Pagdating sa sabon, kung 80s at 90s ka, ano yung unang pumapasok sa utak mo? Pakitype sa comment section, guys. Para magkaalaman ng edad. Most of the time, most of the time, kung 80s at 90s kid ka, ang lalabas dyan, Safeguard. Most probably, right? Sana tama ako. It's because that's our brand. Doon tayo nasanay, right? So without the marketing, we will trust the brand that we know. Branding is wider. Mas malawak siya. But because of marketing, because of television, because of social media, na-discover natin na napakarami palang brand ng sabon. So ibig sabihin, kung gusto mong lumaki yung negosyo mo, magbibuild ka ng foundation through branding. At ang branding, hindi lang yan basta pera. Ang branding kasi, long-term na trabaho yan. It's the story behind the product. It's the emotions. It's what they feel. Ano yung tingin sa'yo? Ano yung tingin sa'yo ng mga customers mo? Ano yung tingin ng customers mo dun sa brand mo? It's how they perceive the business and the brand. Diretsahan tayo, guys. Because of branding, maraming unhealthy products ang labeled as healthy. Maraming produkto ang ini-endorse ng mga atleta. Pero pag tinignan mo yung nutritional facts, hindi naman talaga healthy. But because of branding, paniwalang-paniwala tayo na makakatulong sa atin yung produkto na yon. And you have to invest a lot of money in your branding. But remember, it's a long game. That is why you have to create a balance between branding and marketing. Kasi ang marketing, pag tama ang ginawa mo sa marketing, pag nag-invest ka sa marketing mo, pwede ka agad kumita ng pera. Pwedeng bumalik yan. Pero maraming testing, maraming trial, maraming pagkakamali ka munang dadaanan. So yun yung puhunan mo. Pero pag na-perfect mo na yung marketing, para ka na lang nagpiprint ng pera. But again, you have to invest in both. But then again, a lot of people are too focused on the money and not the value. A lot of people are too focused on cutting costs. And that is why we will move on to mistake number 6. Not spending time and money developing the products. Anong ibig sabihin? It's bare minimum to have a quality product or service in the marketplace. It's bare minimum, guys. Kasi kung ang produkto mo hindi effective, that's the definition of a scam. Kung ang produkto mo hindi nakakabuti sa buhay ng mga tao, basically nanloloko ka ng tao. Nagbebenta ka ng produktong walang value. Sa Tagalog, wa kwenta. And again, most people are doing that. It's because they are too focused on the money. They're too focused on cutting costs. Part ng branding, yung quality ng products. Think about it. When it comes to quality products, anong bansa yung unang papasok sa isip natin? Comment nyo ngayon, guys. Tingnan natin kung pare-parehas tayo. Anong bansa yung unang pumapasok sa utak mo when we talk about quality products? Because look, when we talk about American products, laging sinasabi na quality yung product, di ba? Laging may label na quality. Kasi kailangan nilang sabihin yon sa marketing. Pero nakakita ka na ba ng marketing ng mga Japanese products na sinabi nilang quality yung product nila? Hindi na, di ba? Pag Japanese products, they don't need to actually say it. Because everyone knows, Japanese products are of quality. Hindi na nila kailangan ibenta yung produkto nila as quality products. Hindi na kailangan lagyan ng label. Kasi alam ng lahat yon. Basic na yon. Branding na yon. Kaya nga pag bibili ka ng kotse, ang laging sinasabi ng mga kalolololoha natin, mga ninuno natin, mga tito at tatay natin, pag bibili ka ng kotse, ang bilhin mo, Toyota. Kaya napakaraming Toyota sa kalsada, di ba? Because we know, sobrang quality siya. So what's the point? Being perceived automatically as quality product, as quality service, it will take time, money, effort, integrity, and consistency. At hindi ikaw ang makakapagsabi niyan. Ang makakapagsabi niyan, yung mga customers mo. Because tandaan nyo that the best branding and marketing will always be producing quality products and services to serve the customers. The best marketing is service. The best marketing will always be outstanding service. Kasi wala pa rin makakatalo kapag customer na yung nagsabi. Kapag customer na yung nagkikwento sa'yo. Kapag sila na yung nagkakalat na sobrang ganda ng ginagawa mo, sobrang ganda ng produkto mo, sobrang ganda ng course mo, sobrang galing mong mentor, sobrang galing mong coach, sobrang galing mong mag-serve. It's not about running ads anymore. Yes, it will help. But the best marketing will always be the customers when they speak. Teka lang. Before we move on to mistake number 7, I want to introduce to you the best and most powerful online transformational course available today. And that's the Success Blueprint. Do you have dreams, goals, ambitions, a vision? Pero hanggang ngayon, hindi mo sinisimulan. You keep telling yourself that you will start moving forward. You will start your own business. You will start a new career. Sisimulan mo na mag-ipon o mag-invest. Pero hindi mo pa rin magawa. Ito yung dahilan. Maybe you have fear and self-doubt. Pinagdududahan mo yung sarili mo. Fear na na-develop mo because of your past experiences. Number 2, no clear definition of success. Wala kang malinaw na definition. Ano ba yung success para sa'yo? 3, maybe you don't know what to do. Number 4, maybe you don't know where to start or how to start. Number 5, you don't know what you want. Hindi mo alam yung gusto mo. Hindi mo alam kung saan ka magsisimula. Hindi mo alam yung gagawin mo. Number 6, poor self-image and beliefs. Kasi nga, ang tagal mo nang sinasabi na sisimulan mo pero hanggang ngayon hindi mo sinisimulan. At habang tumatagal yung indecision, lalong bumababa yung belief mo sa sarili mo at yung self-image mo. Number 7, maybe you can't handle your own emotions. And most of the time, ang dahilan bakit tayo nagde-decide at nagkakamali, emosyon pa rin. Number 8, meron kang maling patterns and habits. Paulit-ulit yung ginagawa mo towards the wrong direction. Number 9, you are randomly trying strategies. Kung ano-ano tinatry mo pero hindi tumatalab. Or number 10, you don't know who you are. So kung ikaw yung tao na may mataas na pangarap, may goals, pero sa 10 nabanggit ko, nandun ka. At alam mo sa sarili mo, yun yung dahilan. Kaya, hindi ka successful ngayon. Kaya, hindi ka makarating sa next level success. I'm inviting you personally to join the Success Blueprint. Because I'm here to tell you that the only price to eliminate all the problems that I mentioned is actually enrolling in Success Blueprint, spending 30 to 45 minutes studying the course anytime you want, and taking massive action consistently. At ako na nagsasabi sa'yo, mapapatake action ka talaga kasi napakaganda ng Success Blueprint. At malalaman mo yan, day 1 pa lang ng course. So if you wanna enroll, just visit www.successblueprint.ph. At ang good news ko sa inyo, if you will enroll within the week, you will get 30% more access. That's plus 1 mastermind session. At meron pa tayong exclusive community na sobrang powerful. Kasi punong-puno ito ng mga tao na gustong tumulong sa'yo. So yun lang guys. See you soon. So again, mistake number 7. Focus too much on winning. We all want to win in life. We all want to win in business. But you have to understand, it's not about competition. It's all about collaboration. Because in a competition, the other one will win and the other one will lose. In a collaboration, everybody wins. Bago ko ituloy, there's a gray area. In terms of collaboration, you have to be careful. I made this mistake very recently lang, guys. Kung mapapansin nyo, buong taon, I don't do collaborations anymore. Hindi na ako nakikipag-collab kahit kaninong influencer. Because I realized I am not an influencer. I am an entrepreneur. And most of these influencers, nakita ko yung buhay nila, nakita ko paano sila sa camera, nakita ko sila backstage, nakita ko kung paano nila itrato yung mga tao nila. And I've seen na most of these people are not entrepreneurs. Kaya hindi na ako sumasama sa kanila. And you guys have to understand that when it comes to collaboration and branding, it's all about who you associate yourself with. Sino yung mga nakakasama mo? Kasi pag dumikit ka sa isang tao, napasama ka doon, yun na yung magiging branding mo. Kasi halimbawa, gumawa ako ng video. Tapos may mga porn stars sa likod ko, sa background ko. Automatic yun. magbabago yung tingin nyo kay MJ Lopez. Right? And suddenly, bigla ko naisip, ay, ayoko na. Hindi maganda sa branding. Pero hindi siya basta-basta mawawala sa brand mo. So you have to be careful who you associate yourself with. Negosyante ka. You're building a brand. Isasama mo ba at ididikit mo ba yung sarili mo sa mga taong naninira ng kapwa? May sinasabing negative sa kapwa. Because let's be real, you will be associated with these people. So again, it's not about winning, okay? It's not about competition. It's all about collaboration. But you have to be extra careful kanino ka makikipag-collaborate. Kasi magiging part ng brand mo at kailangan ma-realize mo sino talaga yung mga tao at negosyanteng totoo. Now, let's go back to the winning thing. Mapapansin natin sa mga batang negosyante, sa mga nagsisimula pa lang, or maybe yung mga negosyanteng arrogante at malaki yung ulo, mayayabang, it's as if they are creating an imaginary kalaban. Diba? Parang sa sobrang kagustuhan nilang manalo, sa sobrang ang mindset nila, I wanna win in life, I will win, makikita ng mga taong panalo ako, minsan nagkikreate na sila ng imaginaryong kalaban nila. Yung tipong may nag-hate sa kanila ng konti, may nang negative na konti, may nang bash na konti, na alam naman natin, yung mga bashers na yan, majority dyan is fake. Fake account, fake people, fake comment, fake everything. Since most of these people are fake, at ikaw, apektado ka masyado, akala mo ngayon, napakarami mong kalaban, gustong-gusto mo ngayon manalo. Here's the problem. Yung focus ngayon ng utak mo, it's all about winning against this kalaban. But in reality, bilang negosyante, as an entrepreneur, as a businessman, wala kang kalaban. Ang kalaban mo, sarili mo. Ang kalaban mo, magkikreate ng sistema. Ang kalaban mo na totoo, ang challenge na totoo, ang problemang totoo, paano kakain ng tama yung mga tao mo? Paano mo pasasweldohin ng tama yung mga tao mo? Paano magiging healthy yung mga tao mo? Paano magiging operational yung negosyo mo? Paano magiging self-sustaining yung negosyo mo? Paano mo matutulungan yung mga customers mo? Paano ka makakapag-serve ng tama sa mga tao? Yan ang totoong problema mo. Ang kalaban mo, calamity. Ang kalaban mo yung mga problema. Because it's not about winning against other people. It's about helping other people win. Ang trabaho mo bilang negosyante, tumulong sa mga tao sa paligid mo na manalo sila. It's all about helping other people win. Imagine, in a negotiation, if you're trying to negotiate with this person, it's not about, I want to win against this person. It's not about, I want to win the argument. It's about, I want this person to win. Kasi kung yung panalo niya, panalo ko rin, it's a great partnership. It's a match. At kung against kayo sa isa't isa, huwag nyo nang simulan yung partnership. Even in hiring, it's not about paano ako makakabawi bilang negosyante. Paano ako mananalo. Hindi pwedeng panlalamang yung iniisip mo. Pag mag-hire ka ng empleyado, how can I help this person win? It's because kung yung panalo niya, panalo ng organization ko, it's a great match. It's not just about skills. It's not just about productivity. It's about winning with a team. Tandaan nyo, that leaders never cross the finish line alone. Ang totoong panalo is yung mga tao sa paligid mo na nanalo kasabay mo. Mistake number 8, lack of common sense. Itong common sense, ito yung dapat unang subject sa school. Ngayon. Kasi a lot of people doesn't have common sense. But here's the catch. Success in business revolves around common sense. It's being consistent, doing the boring stuff, doing it over and over with common sense. It's just the basic application of things. Ito guys kung masipag ka, meron kang common sense, hindi ka masyadong emotional, hindi ka masyadong insecure. Basta meron kang common sense at meron kang puso na tumulong sa mga tao, magiging successful ka sa negosyo. Kasi yung common sense, magagamit mo yan sa pagde-develop ng products. Yung common sense, magagamit mo yan sa recognizing the patterns. Common sense lang di ba? Pag ang customer bumili at hindi na bumili ulit, ay di pangit produkto mo. Baka mali presyo, pangit ang produkto. Maybe change the packaging, maybe change the service, maybe change the products, maybe repackage it, maybe change the whole buying experience. But it's just plain common sense. Kung ang trabaho hindi natatapos ng mga tao mo, either hindi ka malinaw sa instruction mo, hindi malinaw yung kailangan na nang gawin, it's not clear, they don't have clarity, maybe you are not providing them with the tools necessary, or maybe you are hiring the wrong people. Common sense. Diba? If you have a lot of sales, but you don't have the money, it's common sense that you are not handling the money well. You don't know how to handle money. It's just common sense, guys. Diba? If people are buying your products, and they are buying it over and over, it means that you have a great product line. You have a great service. You're doing things right. It's just plain common sense to reinvest your money in that particular product and business. Ang dami ko napapansin na ganyan. Walang common sense. Sir, effective na yung produkto ko. Sir, ang ganda na nangyayari sa negosyo ko. Saan ko ngayon ilalagay yung pera ko? E di ilagay mo doon sa effective. Effective pali. Bakit iniisip mo ngayon na tanggalin yung pera mo dyan sa bagay na yan para i-reinvest sa ibang bagay, ilagay sa ibang bagay to make more money? In reality, effective na yan eh. One major example, meron kang farm, meron kang malawak na lupain, nagtanim ka ng iba't ibang puno, nagtanim ka ng mangga, ubas, aratilis. Let's just say magaling kang negosyante, lahat yan na-grow. Pero, mabenta sa'yo yung mangga. Diba it's just common sense na kung may puhunan ka, may pera ka, nagbubunga yung mangga mo, ano itatanim mo? Mangga ulit. Kasi tumataas yung demand mo sa mangga. Kasi yun yung mabenta sa'yo. Yun yung effective. Yun yung gustong bilhin ng customers mo. Bakit mo kailangan isipin bigla na damihan ko kaya yung ubas? Mag-invest kaya ako sa apple? Effective na yung mangga. Paramihin mo yon, make it your foundation. At pag sobrang apaw na, to the point na sa tingin mo, na-reach mo na yung peak ng negosyo na yan, saka ka lang mag-invest ng pera mo sa ibang bagay. Again, balik tayo sa mistake number 1. They cash out money too early. Wag na wag mong i-pull out yung pera mo, lalo na kung effective yung nangyayari. Lalo na kung maganda yung nangyayari. Ilagay mo yung pera mo doon kasi effective na yung ginagawa mo. Guys, please, kailangan mo lang ng common sense. Mistake number 9. Focused on big problems, not the small ones first. It's good that you are thinking big in terms of your business. Walang masama doon. Pero para tumakbo yung negosyo, mahalaga na merong visionary leader at merong managerial. Merong baliw, merong laging inspire, may nag-i-innovate, merong nag-iisip ng future. Pero merong ding nakafocus sa present moment. Merong nakatingin sa data from the past. It's not being hysterical, it's not being negative, but you have to look at the data from the past in order to predict the future. You have to look at the data from the past and the current data and manage it. Because you can only manage what you can measure. And sometimes we cannot measure the vision, but we can measure the situation. It's good if you are thinking big, if you want to be successful, like really successful. It's all about consistency and sustainability. A lot of people, because they are thinking too big, they focus on what? Big actions. They focus on intensity. Kaya lang, intense ka, saglit lang. Intense ka once a week. You are taking massive action once a month, but you are intense. Hindi ka magiging successful doon. It's all about doing things over and over a period of time. So ganito yan. If you are thinking big, you will focus on the big problems. So pag big problems yung iniisip mo, mabibigatan ka dyan. And most of the time, wala tayo agad solution doon sa big problems. Kasi, tandaan nyo to tandaan nyo to. Yung big problems natin, sometimes naka-attach yan sa ego natin. Yung big problems natin as an entrepreneur, most of the time naka-attach yan sa thinking big. Isipin mo, na-create yung big problem na yan kasi nag-iisip ka ng big visions. Walang masama doon. Pero you have to solve the small problems first. Kasi sometimes, yung mga big problems, hindi pa siya solvable ngayon. Pero meron din tayong tinatawag na compounding interest sa pagsosolve ng problema. Meron ding snowball effect ang pagsosolve ng problema. So I want you to think big, but focus on the small problems one at a time. Kasi pag nasolusyonan mo yung maliliit na problema, sometimes you just need minutes, a few hours to solve a small problem. And you need a year or maybe 5 years to solve the big problems. So huwag kang maligaw. Walang masama kung thinking big ka. Pero alam mo sa sarili mo, kung small pa yung negosyo mo. So kung small pa yung business mo, focus on solving the small problems. And mistake number 10, looking at the wrong metrics. Akala ng marami, ang laban sa negosyo, paramihan ng views, paramihan ng likes, paramihan ng shares, paramihan ng comments. The bigger question is, ano ang totoong effect sa negosyo mo, sa business mo, ng views, likes, shares, comments? Especially with the wrong branding. Especially with the wrong marketing. It's because kung gusto mo lang sumikat, huwag ka nang magnegosyo. Mag-vlog ka na lang. Mag-influencer ka na lang. Magsayaw ka na lang. Because you are looking at the wrong metrics. Ano ka ba? Artista o negosyante? Influencer o negosyante? Kasi meron talagang kumikita sa pagiging sikat. Kaya lang negosyante ba sila? O ang branding talaga nila is comedy? Negosyante ba sila? O ang branding talaga nila is talent? Sumayaw, mag-acting, gumawa ng skits. Tandaan mo, negosyante ka. Kasi kung hindi ka negosyante o hindi mo gustong magnegosyo, hindi ka aabot sa mistake number 10. Umpisa pa lang, hindi mo na ito pinanood. But since you are watching and listening to this video, you want to become an entrepreneur. You want to become a hyper-successful businessman. And maybe, just maybe, you are looking at the wrong metrics. Guys, ang laban sa negosyo, hindi kung sino yung pinakasikat at pinakamaraming views. Ang tanong, sino ang negosyante na totoong tumutulong sa mga tao sa social media? Sino ang negosyante na totoong lumalaki yung negosyo? Sino ang negosyante na totoong mayaman? That's the bigger question. I'm gonna give you a solid example. Because again, nagkaroon tayo ng mga maling partnerships in the past. Nakapag-collaborate tayo sa mga maling tao. Nag-event as naloko kasi wala silang integrity. So what happened is, when I started creating content, all I want is to create value. As in, magbigay ng value. Pero nung natuto ako makipag-collab dito sa mga influencers na to, natuto akong mag-gatekeep ng konti. Since nag-e-event kami, sasabihin nila sa akin, bro, wag mo nang ibigay yan, wag mo nang sabihin yan. Kasi dapat bayad yan. Tapos naniningil sila ng mahal, nagpapa-event sila, mga paid seminars, webinars, with the concepts, tools, strategies, and ideas na binibigay ko lang ng libre. So nagkaroon ako ng mindset na, pwede ko palang ibenta yung information na yun. Kasi binibenta nila eh. And hindi ko na-realize na I'm losing my brand. I'm losing myself. Because I was looking at the wrong metrics. During those times, nagtitrending talaga ako. During those times, ang dami talagang nanonood. During those times, ang daming comment, ang daming likes. Pero nasira yung brand ko at wala rin naman masyadong pumapasok na benta. But when I learned to detach from these people, from these influencers, na nagpapanggap na negosyante. Nung binalik ko yung sarili ko sa brand ko, that I will do whatever it takes to help people. I will provide value whatever it takes. Walang masyadong views. Walang masyadong comments. Walang masyadong likes. Pero, maraming customers. Maraming nagbabago buhay. Maraming nagpapasalamat. And more importantly, we have a lot of success stories in Success Blueprint. The community is amazing. Right now, we are creating massive results. Plus, the Mastery University community is growing really fast. It's a free community, by the way. And I'm creating value there. Meron tayong mga free webinars and sure ako nakapaglingkod ako sa mga tao. Sure ako nakapag-serve ako sa mga tao. Sure ako na yung binibigay ko sa free webinars higit pa sa pinababayaran ng ibang mga influencers na yan. It's because that's who I am. I just wanna create value. I just wanna help people. So my team realized that maybe in the past, we are creating videos para mag-trend. Pero wala namang conversion. What if we create videos para lang makatulong? So ngayon, di ko alam kung maraming views to. Di ako sure kung puputok tong video na to. At all I care about is to help you. We are now creating videos centralized in helping people, providing information na kailangan ng mga tao, na kailangan ng totoong audience ko. Lalo na kayo na mga silent followers. Sana mag-comment na kayo. But here's the catch. Kahit konti yung views, konti yung likes, konti yung comment, we are creating massive value, we are creating results because we are now looking at the right metrics. So wag mong tingnan kung sikat ka o hindi. Hindi importante yon. Ang tanong, bumebenta ba yung produkto mo? Kumikita ka ba? Yun ang tingnan mong metrics. Ang tingnan mo, teka, magaling ba team ko? Dumalaki ba team ko? Productive ba team ko? Maganda ba produkto ko? Maganda ba packaging ko? Okay ba marketing ko? Magaling ba yung sales team ko? Kamusta yung sales process? Kamusta yung operations? Teka, kamusta ako bilang negosyante? Masaya ba ako sa ginagawa ko? Saan ako masaya? Masaya ba yung buong team ko? Am I serving my team? Is my team growing? Am I a great leader? Yan yung unang matrix na tingnan mo. Huwag mo munang tingnan yung dami ng followers mo, yung likes mo, yung comments mo. Kasi ang worst na pwede mong kalagyan sa mundo, again, ang worst na pwede mong kalagyan sa mundo is sikat ka, masama ugali mo, at wala kang pera. Plastic ka. nagsisinungaling ka. You don't need that. Again, if you want to become a successful entrepreneur, usapang negosyante to, you have to look at the right metrics. Para ka nagpapatakbo ng aeroplano. Pag maraming ulap, pag madilim, pag may bagyo, hindi ka pwedeng magtiwala sa bintana. Ano titingnan mo? Yung metrics. The things that you can measure. And with that, I really hope marami kayong natutunan, and I strongly recommend that you watch this video over and over para mas maintindihan ninyo. And if you like videos like this, please give us a signal. Paramdam nyo sa amin, guys. Paramdam nyo na gantong video yung gusto nyo so we can make more of this. Maybe more specific and technical videos na makakatulong sa mga negosyanteng kagaya nyo. And you can also share this video to the entrepreneurs, businessmen, or aspiring entrepreneurs na mga kakilala nyo para naman ma-warningan natin sila sa mga pagkakamaling pwedeng mangyari sa pagnenegosyo nila, sa journey nila. And with that, I want you to remember that all I want is for you to become successful in life and to reach the next level success. Yun lang, guys. This is the end of the video. And always remember that everything good starts with a yes and yes. My name is MJ Lopez and see you soon.